a look at how you can get started using Twitter. There's some vocabulary that I've listed here that you need to be familiar with as you get started. What you'll do is go to twitter.com and you'll have to create an account. You'll need to certify your age. You'll also have to have an email address associated with your account. Now, let's take a look at my account that I use with my students. Here is my username, Mr. Ben Smith. So I set that up however I would like. But the important information to know is your handle. The handle will be preceded by the @ symbol. So if somebody says, how can I find you on Twitter? In this case, I would say @RLSmithB. Now, as a part of my account, it'll tell me how many tweets I have made, in this case 513, how many people I'm following. So as my classroom account, I really don't follow anyone other than I had a student project. And in this case, how many people are following me. It's also important to know when you get started that there are other ways to follow you than just through Twitter, that you can actually follow people by text and some other ways that we'll cover in a later video. Now, there's going to be some basic information given out, so I have that listed here for myself, and then my tweets are listed here as well, and I can scroll through them. It will give you suggestions on who to follow. For the most part with my student account is they want me to follow some of my students. And then there will be trending information that will also be listed there so that you can find out what's really going on in the world via Twitter. What are the top trending events? Now, if we jump back to our Twitter vocabulary, so the handle again is preceded by the @ symbol. The username is what you will have people recognize your name as. So both will be listed when they find you. A tweet will be comprised of 140 characters. And when you tweet something out, so when I click up here and I'm in my account and I want to tweet something out, you'll see the 140 right here, and I can type in my message. Now when I do that, it's going to count down the number of characters I have. So let's suppose that I want to tweet at someone, like at my school for example, which has a Twitter account. I can type in my Twitter account, and when I click on that, it'll just pop up here. Notice those count towards your characters, and you can do this towards multiple people. So in this case, I'm adding in my professional account as well. Now, so when I send my tweet, I can add a photo, and if I want, I could have my location enabled. So when we start to think back to this, the tweet that I send out is similar to what we would call a microblog. I can send out information, the newest information will always be on top, and I can do it in short bursts of information. Now when somebody sees my tweet, if they want to send it out to the people that are following them, they can retweet it. And there's a little button that'll be on there that I'll show you in a moment that they can click to retweet it. And so in a sense, I have 97 people following me. If I send out a tweet, those 97 people could all retweet it to their networks, and that's how we get things to go viral. When somebody mentions you in a tweet, what you will see is the @ and your handle. So your handle will be in their tweet, and you'll get a notice of that. If you're following somebody, you can send them a direct message called a DM. But it's important to understand you have to be following them to be able to send that direct message mention to them, and then that will go to them privately, and it won't go into your main feed. So in this case, if I want to also characterize this in a certain way, I can use a hashtag. And in this case, I might say, well, hashtag technology. Twitter will make suggestions, but you can do it on your own. And we'll cover those hashtags and how to use them in the classroom in a subsequent video. If you click the tweet button, that tweet will actually go out. So I'm not going to send that out, but what I'll show you is that this is actually my feed, where I can see the tweets that I have sent out, and then if anybody that I was following has information here, that would also come out. So when somebody goes through, you can see here we have at RLA SHS, so that was a mention of them, and we used hashtags right here in some of our tweets as well. You also see links, so like if I click on that link, it'll take me out to a different site, in this case a homework helping site I use called EduCreations, where I diagram problem solutions for my students. Now if I were to log out and then log back in to my to my own account that I use professionally, what I'll see is that in my list here is the feed of all the things that I am following. So if you take a look, I'm following 143 people, and so these will have information, some of it's personal or professional, things like that matter to me, and I can take a look at them. So, for example, Kathy Schrock puts a lot of information out. You can see she has 46.5 thousand followers. She's had a number of tweets, and I can actually go and check out her profile and start to add other people that she's following and build my network like that.